Ray Brooks covers Patricia Vale's mouth. Not to silence. To protect. Do not speak. He is watching. Across the arch, Graham Vale checks a cufflink. His smile looks painted on. A mint smoothie sweats on a credenza. Pale green. 2 minutes ago, he tipped white crystals into the blender. He stared at the ceiling lens. He blocked the view with his shoulder. Ray moves with service grace. Tray up. Decoy down. The tainted glass slides into a linen wrap. One breath. Done. Butler's pantry. Cotton swab. Rim only. Snack bag sealed. Time. Date. Initials. Drawer locked. A text to Luis Ortega. Night security. Pull last 10 minutes. Flag blender. Quiet. Reply. On it. Back in the room. Graham smiles without warmth. Careful with stories, Ms. Brooks. Stories bring consequences. Records bring truth, Ray says. Patricia stands. Her knees wobble. Poolside office. Sofa. Glucose gel. Water. Small sips. Color returns. Luis enters with a drive. Main fee blackout. 6 seconds. 12:03. Prep table camera shows a shoulder blocking the lid. App log shows a settings change from Mr. Vale's phone at 12:02. Sirens at the gate. Paramedics roll in. ER check advised. Ray rides with me, Patricia says. The doors close on Graham's smile. Triage. Vitals. Blood. The doctor returns. Trace ethylene glycol. Small dose. Early catch. Patricia grips Ray's hand. You saved me. We documented, Ray says. Priya Carter opens a clean file. Statements. Timestamps. Device IDs. Neutral memo to staff. Raw drinks on pause. Counsel on speaker. Document every step. Lock access. Protect reporters. Back home. New door codes. Open sweeteners in the bin. Fresh stock sealed and logged. Photos. Batch numbers. 2 safes on a shelf. After midnight. Herb's sink. Graham steps close. You think a boss picks staff over a spouse. His phone screen shows a drafted smear for a blog. A lie aimed at immigration. Don't speak, he says. I will, Ray says. In the morning. 2 officers in the foyer. Body cams on. A tip blames the cook. Cuffs glint. Graham watches from the stairs with a thin smile. Watch till the end to see what happens to Ray and Graham. Stay with this story. Subscribe to learn how truth flips power. These are life lessons. Counsel arrives with an emergency order. The officers pause. A review hearing sits at noon. The board meets in 1 hour. Graham's car key is gone from the entry tray. Morning. Marble halls feel colder. A patrol car idles outside the gate. Ray Brooks walks the pantry with a notebook. Seals hold. Logs match deliveries. Door codes changed at sunrise. Luis Ortega posts a camera audit on a clipboard beside the fridge. Ray writes a clean list. Chain of custody for the glass swab. Cameras sync across all angles. Smart home access map by device ID. Pantry inventory with photos and batch numbers. Neutral memos only. No blame. Outside lab confirmation. Whistleblower shield for staff. Safe rides after late shifts. Priya Carter enters with a sealed envelope. A courier brought a lab packet from Dr. Machen. Priya breaks the seal in view of Ray and Luis. 3 lines matter. Ethylene glycol on the rim. Diluted dose consistent with mild fog. Chain of custody holds from pantry to lab. Priya signs receipt lines. Copies go into folders for HR, counsel, and the board. 1 copy stays in the safe beside the pantry log. Staff gather in the break room. Tense faces. Quiet hands. Ray stands by the door. Document every odd moment. Speak to HR if pressure shows up. Call Luis for tales or threats. No one stands alone. A nod from Mallory in prep. A nod from Colin the driver. A nod from Arturo the gardener. Patricia Vale steps in without entourage. Thank you for steady work, Patricia says. New rules start now. Raw drinks on pause. Appliance checks across all sites. No retaliation. Period. Ray returns to the kitchen and checks seals again. Open sweeteners remain in the disposal bin. Fresh stock sits in labeled tubs with dates and signatures. 2 key safes hold high-risk items. Door logs match the new codes. At 11:30, the board session opens in the library. Independent directors. The family office CFO. General Counsel. HR. Ray stands at the back wall with a legal pad. No coffee. No small talk. Counsel frames the session. A safety breach occurred in a residence tied to leadership. The folder holds evidence. 2 narrow actions requested. Governance only. Priya presents camera sync across the main feed and the prep table angle. Luis lays out access logs from the smart home system. Device ID ties edits to Graham Vale's phone at 12.02. Dr. Chin's signed report sits on the table. Ray answers one question. Any alternate source for residue? A director asks. No, Ray says. Rim swab came from the glass removed from service. Time marked. Bag sealed. Chain signed at each handoff. 2 motions follow. Suspend Graham from any role with authority. Extend whistleblower protection across all sites. Hands rise. Both motions pass. The CFO removes signatures from payment systems. Parking access for Graham drops in minutes. A notice goes to vendors to hold any invoice with odd signatures from the past month. Downstairs, the house manager hands Priya a padded mailer. Return label shows a fake charity. Inside, a small bag of white crystals and a note. Try again. Luis seals the mailer in a larger bag. Label. Time. Initials. A detective picks up within the hour. 2 neighbors record from the sidewalk. Plates logged. Location logged. No speech for the cameras. Back in the kitchen, Ray briefs the team. Keep logs clean. Ask for help. No fear in this room. A text chimes on Luis's phone. Community Watch flagged a black SUV seen last night near Ray's route home. Patrol cars will float near that corner for a few days. Noon brings a short review at the precinct. Counsel attends. Officers accept the packet from HR and security. No custody for Ray. An interview sits later in the day. Straight questions. Straight answers. A hotel chef joins a video call from Miami. A property manager joins from Denver. Patricia gives one clear map. Safety first. Raw drinks stay paused. Staff hold power to stop service when risk appears. No manager punishes a pause. Copy, the chef says. Guest wants smoothies. Offer tea, Patricia says. Offer fruit plates. Watch till the end to see where this record leads. Stay for the truth and the turn. Subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles to follow Ray and Graham to the final moment. Life lessons sit in the last 5 minutes. Afternoon. Ray rides to the precinct with counsel and Aaron from Victim Services. The interview lasts 40 minutes. Chain of custody. Camera gaps. Device IDs. Tails near the house. The padded mailer. The spliced video from last week. No leading prompts. No traps. A fair room. Outside, mics swarm. One honest question lands. Why risk a paycheck? Silence protects harm. Truth protects life, Ray says. No more words. Back at the estate, Priya posts hotline cards in 3 languages. English, Spanish, French. Card go near sinks, glove bins, time clocks, and lockers. A driver asks about late routes. Luis writes a rotation for escorts. Routes marked. Windows marked. Names marked. The independent directors visit the library at dusk. A short talk covers risk, governance, and staff care. Ray brings tea and stand by the wall. We will announce a review across nonprofit arms as well, one director says. Outside firm. No family role. Patricia nods. Do it. Evening service hums. Simple food. Broiled fish. Fennel. New potatoes. Lemon. No blender on any counter. No squeeze bottle near any plate. Salt cellars and pepper mills sit on the table like old friends. A plain envelope arrives from a courier. Inside sit a thumb drive and a small letter. Final warning. Leave or face a storm. Luis loads the drive in a Faraday bag. The file shows a chopped video with fake timestamps. Priya labels, bags, and hands the device to the detective. No one shares the link. No one feeds a lie. Ray steps outside at 9 with a tote over one shoulder. A breeze moves oak leaves along the lane. Headlights flare behind a hedge. The same black SUV creeps forward. Unmarked cars roll in from both ends. The SUV ducks down a back alley and vanishes. Luis writes the route and time in a small spiral notebook. A text hits Ray's phone. You should have stayed quiet. Your name rides filth forever. Screenshot. Forwarded to HR, security, and counsel. Subject line reads threat log. Night closes. Ray boils water for tea at home and reviews the week on a notepad. Evidence secure. Staff shield active. Protocol reshaped. Board aligned. Press kept at distance. Sleep comes slow and steady. Morning. A press advisory from the DA goes live. A seal tops the page. A briefing sits at 4. A bench warrant sits on the judge's desk if Graham misses a meeting with prosecutors. Noon. Ray returns to work. Patricia greets staff in the kitchen with a short line. Thank you for holding the room, Patricia says. A leader stands taller with workers like you. Mallory grins from the dish pit. Paper and respect, Mallory says. The room smiles. 1 p.m. counsel calls. A clinic shared a note from last year. Graham asked about antifreeze treatment for a friend's pet. Script denied. The note goes to the DA. The patter grows. 3 p.m. Dr. Chen walks through the kitchen with a thermometer and a clipboard. Storage temps pass. Labels sit clear. A porter dated every tub in thick marker. Dr. Chen nods to the porter. Good work. Keep that habit. Ray schedules 2 line cooks for a food safety class. Tuition covered. Time covered. A small text goes to both cooks. Proud of you. Bring notes back. For PM. The DA steps to a podium. Proceedings move forward, the DA says. Evidence includes lab reports, synced camera records, and smart home access logs. Thanks to household staff who reported risk. Where is Graham now? A reporter asks. No location for release, the DA says. Reporters shout more. The DA repeats one line. We follow the record. Night falls again. Ray and Luis walk toward the lot. A radio on Luis's belt crackles. Pick up on the marina. Subject in custody. Ray lets a long breath leave her chest. No cheer. Relief only. A phone buzzes on Priya's desk. A burner site posted a claim. A senior official buried a complaint last year. Names blurred. Date stamped fuzzy. Reporters ping the estate for comment. Aaron texts Ray. Stay close to Patricia tonight. Ray heads back to the house. A second ping lands on counsel's screen. A grand jury subpoena calls Ray back tomorrow at 2 for an addendum. The DA sets a second briefing for late evening. The black SUV idles 1 block south with lights off. Do not scroll. Watch part 3 to see the face-to-face under oath. Subscribe now to Echoes of Black Struggles for the final turn. Comment with one moment where truth beat fear in your life. Ed, rain over courthouse steps. Ray Brooks walks between counsel and Aaron from victim services. No scarf, no glasses, no spin, only the record. A clerk points to a wood door. Grand jury room. 12 faces lift. A prosecutor lays 3 folders on a table. Camera clips. Smart home logs. Dr. Machen's report. Name and role. Ray Brooks. Head cook. Location during the blender event. Pantry doorway. Kitchen clock read 12:01. Person at the blender. Graham Vale. Actions taken by you. Decoy swap. Rim swab. Snack bag sealed. Time. Date. Initials. Drawer locked. Next hands on the bag. Me. Then Luis Ortega. Then a courier. Lab receipt shows times. Any order to hide evidence. No. Any threat. 1 phrase. Don't speak. A phone screen later showed a smear draft for a blog and a false note to immigration. Reason for a rim swab. Crystal holds a mouth print. A rim carries a story. The prosecutor plays the prep table clip. A shoulder fills the frame during a 6-second gap on the main feed. Log entries show a settings change from Graham's phone at 12:02. 3 lines from Dr. Chun stand bold on a board. Ethylene glycol on the rim. Diluted dose pattern. Chain intact. No further questions. Ray steps out. Aaron squeezes a hand. Counsel nods once. Press weights on wet steps. Mics rise. Plan to climb through scandal. I plan to serve safe food and tell the truth, Ray says. No more. Across town, investors and directors face Patricia Vale. A clear podium. No PR gloss. Priya Carter sits with HR binders. Luis Ortega stands near side door. Independent safety audits each quarter. Third-party hotline with 24-hour response. A shield for workers who report risk. No family member holds authority over staff safety or security, Patricia says. An investor raises a hand. Brand risk. Safety first. Brand follows. Phones buzz along the back row. A text from counsel hits Priya's screen. Bench warrant at 4 if Graham skips a scheduled meeting with the DA. Priya slides the phone to Luis. No panic. Only a plan. Patricia walks straight to a company-wide video call. Property leads join from 3 cities. Ray listens while scrubbing a board. Raw drinks stay paused. Workers hold power to stop service when risk shows. No manager punishes a pause, Patricia says. A chef in Miami nods. Copy. A manager in Denver frowns. Guests ask for smoothies. Offer tea. Offer fruit plates. Afternoon interview at the precinct. Detective Malik asks clean questions. Chain of custody. Camera gaps. Device IDs. Black SUV near the estate. Padded mailer. Thumb drive with a splice clip. No traps. No push. Outside, mics again. Same one-line answer. Silence protects harm. Truth protects life. Back at the house, Priya pins hotline cards in 3 languages near sinks, glove bins, time clocks, and lockers. Luis posts an escort rotation for late routes. Names. Streets. Windows. No hero talk. Only cover. A plain envelope arrives from a courier. Thumb drive inside. Short letter. Final warning. Leave or face a storm. Luis loads the drive inside a Faraday bag. Frames jump. Timestamps wobble. Cuts try to frame Ray. Priya bags the device and calls Detective Malik. No one shares a link. No one feeds a lie. Evening service opens on simple plates. Broiled fish. Fennel. New potatoes. Lemon. No blender. No squeeze bottles. Salt cellars and pepper mills on the table like old friends. During dessert, Luis steps to Patricia's chair. A whisper. Warrant signed. Pickup now live. Conversation at the table flows on. Laughter returns to a room that felt tight for days. Staff in the kitchen breathe again. Mallory hums by the dish pit. Arturo sets rosemary in a jar near a window. Ray walks to the lot at 9. A breeze moves oak leaves. Headlights pulse behind a hedge. The black SUV creeps forward. 2 unmarked sedans roll in from each end. The SUV slides into a back lane and vanishes. Luis notes time and route in a small spiral notebook. A text hits Ray's phone. You should have stayed quiet. Your name rides filth forever. Screenshot. Forwarded to HR, security, counsel. Subject line reads, threat log. Night phone on Priya's desk pings again. A burner site posts a claim about a buried complaint last year. Names blurred. Date stamped fuzzy. Reporters ping the gate for comment. Aaron texts Ray. Stay close to Patricia tonight. Ray returns to the kitchen. Patricia waits by the island. No makeup gloss. No speech stored in a notes app. Only a real face. We stand together, Patricia says. We stand together, Ray answers. Luis brings printouts. Community Watch mapped the SUV route for 3 nights. Same loop. Same turnouts. A marina sits at the end of that loop. Patrol moves there now, Luis says. Thank you, Patricia answers. Ray opens the pantry safe. Lab copy. Camera timeline. Access logs. Hotline deployment plan. All pages in order. A clean stack steadies nerves faster than tea. Priya joins with a short update. Workers at the hotel in Denver flagged a guest who pressed for room smoothies. Manager tried to impress. A line cook held the pause rule and called HR. We backed that call. Shift ended strong. Ray smiles. Policy lived in a real room. Phone crackle on Luis's belt. Units near the marina. Vehicle found. Subject sighting near Dock 12. Silence. Then a second voice. Subject entering a rented skiff. Coast Guard notification sent. Ray closes her eyes for one breath. Not triumph. Resolve. Press vans idle beyond hedges. Reporters pace. No one gets a quote tonight. The house lowers blinds. Staff finish side work. Lockers close. Keys drop into aprons. People go home to sleep instead of doom scroll. Midnight draws near. A call light flashes on the wall phone by the service hall. Luis picks up, listens, nods. Pickup in progress, Luis says. Ray nods back. We hold process. Morning brings the rest. Patricia looks around the kitchen. Clean steel. Dated labels. Safe stock in a bolted box. Workers who stood straight when pressure rose. A leader breathes easier with that view. Ray writes a note on the staff board for early crew. Review seals before shift. Audit walk at 7. Hotline cards restocked. Escort list on the door. She caps the marker and turns to leave. Phone vibration again. Counsel on the line. New leak on a burner page. A senior official sat on an old complaint tied to Graham. Document looks real. Names blurred. He said a late briefing. Ray meets Patricia's eyes. No flinch. We follow the record. Always, Patricia says. Rain starts again. Slow drum on slate. Ray and Luis walk toward the lot. Headlights sweep the lane. The black SUV returns for one more pass. Unmarked cars glide in without sirens. A voice over Luis's radio snaps sharp. Hold position. Units on dock 12. Stand by. A second radio voice cuts in. Subject detained. Static. Then one more line. A second person fled. Possible burner phone in play. Thumb drive found under a seat. DA requests a morning handoff at 8. Stay with this story as this part brings the reckoning and the repair. Watch till the end. Subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles so you do not miss the final lesson. Share one moment where truth beat fear in your life. A radio call ended the chase. Subject detained. Second person fled. Thumb drive recovered. Morning brought order. Detective Malik logged the drive. The file showed splice projects, fake stamps, and drafts of the smear. Messages tied the aide to pickups, a burner phone, and the Merino loop. The timeline matched the smart home edits and the 6-second gap. The district attorney stepped to a podium. Charges hold. Attempted poisoning. Witness intimidation. Obstruction. Reporter shouted. We followed the record. Arraignment streamed at noon. Graham stood with a lawyer. Bail terms were strict. No contact with Patricia. No contact with staff. Passports surrendered. Devices surrendered. The aide faced separate counts for tampering and stalking. A judge signed orders for a workplace safety fund paid from Graham's assets. Patricia signed a separation agreement. No home access. No staff contact. No account access. She walked into the kitchen without a ring and with a clear voice. I'm sorry for the danger you carried, she said. Thank you for the courage you brought. Ray Brooks stood with the team. We did this together, she said. Change moved fast because the ground was ready. Audits finished at 6 sites in 30 days. 124 workers trained on chain of custody. 9 hotline reports logged in the first month. All closed within 48 hours. 2 vendors replaced after storage failures. Late route escorts cut tail sightings to 0. Dr. Mei-chan walked kitchens with a thermometer and a clipboard. She checked temps. She checked labels. She asked questions that taught as much as they tested. A porter who dated every tub in thick marker became a trainer for new hires. Ray chaired the safety council. She set simple rules that held under pressure. Speak when danger shows up. Write what you saw. Ask for help. Keep the chain tight. Protect each other. Workers' Day opened on a clear Saturday. No banners. No donors. Tables held tape, Sharpies, locking bags, thermometers, and timers. Ray taught a rim swab drill with color dots. Dr. Chin showed tampering signs with real examples. Priya explained rights and the hotline path. Luis mapped late routes and contact points. Patricia sat in the back row and took notes. She ate rice and beans on a paper plate. No head table. No spotlight. Ray closed the workshop with one line. Paper and respect. Applause rose. Not loud. Strong. A week later, 5 workers received the first Sterling Culinary Fellowships. Books paid. Class time paid. Ray handed each envelope with the same message. Lift someone when you learn. The house felt different. Not glossy. Human. The dish pit hummed. Prep sang. Smoothies stayed off menus until audits passed with scores in the 90s across every site. Guests drank tea and smiled. Staff held pause power without fear. Graham's case ended without a show. He entered a plea. He received a prison sentence. The aide entered a plea and lost access to security work. Restitution funded training and mental health support for staff across the group. No press conference, only checks in classes. Patricia met with the board and locked new rules into policy. Independent audits every quarter. Third-party hotline with real response. A shield for workers who report risk. No family member controls staff safety or security. Ever. She ended with one short promise. These rules outlive me. That night, Patricia hosted a staff dinner for families. No tuxedos. No donors. Kids giggled at the end of the table. Ray plated soup and passed it to the porter who had dated every tub. Mallory called from a sink. Paper and respect. The room answered in one voice. Paper and respect. Ray walked out to the staff lot under a thin moon. No SUV in the shadows. No tail at the corner. Her phone buzzed. A message from her grandmother filled the screen. Proud of you. Keep your hands steady. Keep your words steady. Ray typed back. I will. Moral reflection. A worker spoke. A leader listened. A system held. That is how dignity moves from a word to a habit. Speak when danger shows up. Write what you saw. Ask for help that respects you. Build rules that outlast one crisis. Lift others as you rise. Stay with us till the last frame. Then do 3 things. Subscribe to Echoes of Black Struggles for weekly stories on dignity, justice, and growth. Share this video with one person who needs strength today. Comment with the moment you chose truth over fear and what changed after. Turn on notifications. Your voice matters. Your record matters. Your courage teaches the next person.